Shit. I'm the one calling the shots. I don't get stuck in the box. Feel like I've been through a lot, holding it down like it's tied to a rock. Everybody all talk, they ain't walking that walk. Learned it all on my own. Everything's self-taught.
Welcome to Loyal to the Game. I'm your host, John Viveros, and we are so excited to give you this online Madden Franchise Mode series consisting of 32 members, 32 teams. We will be covering the stories, the journey to the Super Bowl, the relationships, everything to do with Loyal. And rather than myself give you the info and everything to do with Loyal to the Game, we sat down with some of the original members of Loyal to answer one simple question. What is Loyal?
Loyal to the Game is a Madden Online franchise full of 32 football fans. Over the past 10 years, the league and its members have grown together to become more than a league. Loyal has become a family.
So we had a guy by the name of Dan, the Lion, who first created Beer Bowl, and slowly but surely he removed himself from the league, being that he didn't fit amongst the owners, the family aspect wise.
But you had a lot of people that just become close-knit over playing through Madden and talking a little bit about real life.
Before Beer Bowl, that people tend to forget it, there was a different league. I forgot the name of the league, but you remember when Big Lamb was the commish and Jay Fortner. This is 2010-ish, and we met each other, like Patsy and I, Redskin and I. We joined that league through an online forum, and then eventually one of the league members, Dan the Lion, created Beer Bowl.
And I think a couple people came over from DMV League, a couple people came from Beer Bowl, and pretty much just the same core of guys, like core group of guys. We kind of like just formed Loyal.
The Loyal to the Game family is made up of multiple different people from multiple different areas of not just the United States, but all around North America, and people play in this league from across the globe, from Japan, from Hawaii, from Canada. Loyal to the Game is a collection of diverse cultures, diverse people that all come from a different background.
What I love about Loyal is how it's a community and how we've all come together. And people don't understand, whenever I have my buddies over and I tell them, like, hey, like, I'm gonna kick it with my boys online, or I'm gonna go play Madden with my league, they don't understand that it's people that I actually know. And by know, it's like you grow a bond with these people that you've known for the past 8, 9, 10 years and plus and counting. It's unbeatable. It's the best thing that you could do.
You know, in the beginning, me and Patsy and Deadly and Lito and all them were, 15, 14 or younger. So we all, in a sense, grew up together.
It goes in course to what is called Loyal, you know. A lot of people, for instance, a lot of people talk to each other about a lot of personal stuff. It's crazy. We call it personal, but we talk about it in front of 32 people in our whole chat. So it's personal, but it's loyal, and we all right there. So you might hear some opinions you don't want to hear, but everybody kind of giving you their respectful opinion. We've all learned to appreciate everybody that's in Loyal for who they are, actually. Oh, the characters of the league to define Loyal. Oh. Well, you know my boy gonna be in there. You know I'm gonna put Reef on there.
Mr. Reef Dean. He's definitely a core guy.
That's my guy, but I used to troll the shit out of him. Just get him pissed, because now he's a little more even keel, I'd say. But back then he used to rage.
So Reef got a big heart. Reef don't always understand how to explain himself and get his word across, but he mean well. He's extra aggressive. He can even try to be borderline bully, but he mean well a lot of times. He mean well most of the time.
I always try to do my best to keep the league alive and keep the spirit in everybody. And DC, it's not just really me. Like, I know that's coming up a lot, but you know, it wouldn't be possible without these other great guys in the league too.
We could say Flo, the quiet, Mr. Infamous EA Dante, Flo Rider. For the longest of years, Flo used to kick everybody's tail. Like he might still got the most range.
As far as him as a Madden player, he's very deceptive in what he does, man. Like he's really good at being able to show you something else, and then show something else behind that to confuse you, to, you know, sort of basically he's got an out for everything that he does.
At one point in time, the big story was, especially the first couple of years, could and would anybody beat Flo?
I can't lose to these dudes in Loyal. You know, they're like my sons. You know what I mean? I practically raised them.
There are so many different characters that make up Loyal to the Game, and what Loyal to the Game is, and what Loyal to the Game stands for. From number 1 to number 32, each member of the league brings something a little bit different to the table, and I think that's what sets Loyal apart.
There's definitely a lot of different perspectives for Loyal and this league's history. But the main storyline has been the relationships and the bonds that have been formed over this Madden game. So for a lot of you, you will definitely connect with the stories being told here. But many of you might not know what online Madden franchise mode is. So we sat down with that franchise guy, a YouTuber, to give us the ins and outs of the online franchise mode.
I really appreciate you taking the time, man. I just want you to talk about, like, dive right in there. Just talk about your YouTube experience, your Madden experience. Give us a little bit of an intro to what you do with YouTube and Madden.
Yeah. So I started YouTube in fall of 2016. I kind of found this hybrid NFL analysis and Madden vibe going on my channel, and we've kind of developed it over the years. So we're now in year 5 and things are going great.
If you had someone like a beginner reach out to you, ask you what is like a franchise mode, what is online franchise mode, what could help that person understand what it entails?
So franchise mode is the way to simulate the experiences that a team goes through in a real life season and beyond. So everything from playing the actual games, making trades, drafting players, and basically doing the day-to-day operations of the team, and of course playing the game as well. You might have certain leagues with rule books as far as certain gameplay things that you can and can't do, certain team building restrictions. It really can be as deep and as immersive as you want, or you can just have a short, fun experience and even do like a fantasy draft where you redraft the entire league.
Talk about how your league's developed.
Yeah, it's crazy how a community can develop around a Madden league. Like, I feel like I know a couple of these guys in real life. I work with one of them. One of them is a high school buddy, but far and away just internet friends. And I feel like if we went to a bar and watched a game, it would be like, I know these guys. Like I've known them for 4 or 5 years, and they're like my best friends. And it's just so cool. We started on the back end of 17, so this is our 4th Madden, and I don't see this league going anywhere anytime soon. And it's a great community, and I'm sure there's a lot of other leagues out there that have the same.
Throughout that league, like you've seen it through, is there a lot of rivalries a lot of the time? Do these guys take it pretty seriously? Does it get to a point where these guys are beefing and they're best friends the next week? Like,
yeah, there's absolutely all of that, and that's what makes it so great. Within a certain season, you definitely see some heated, not just rivalries, but a lot of heated conversations, and you gotta, basically cool off for a day and come back. But at the end of the day, everyone's pretty civil for the most part.
I do really appreciate you taking the time, and I'll be looking out for your content. And guys, go subscribe to that franchise guy on YouTube. I'm sure he'll have a lot more content to come. So Marcus, any last words to the viewers for people watching?
I would say that online leagues are the one saving grace for franchise mode. And good luck out there, and don't rage too hard. That's something I've had to learn, to just let things go and remind yourself that it's just a game, but it's all good fun.
Thank you to that franchise guy for giving us a rundown of an online franchise mode. And as Marcus said, there's a lot of relationships formed through these online leagues. And through Loyal, one of the strongest relationships, one of the strongest bonds is the FatherSon Combo, LT, Lito. And we sat down with them to tell us their relationship and how it's grown through Loyal over the last 10 years.
What's up, BLV? This is LT ran you over, known as Daniel Hernandez. I've been in the league a year after it was activated, and been fortunate due to Mitchell to let me get that spot.
What's up, BLV? My name is Daniel, his son, also known as Lito. I joined the league back when I was about like 10 years old, 10, 11 years old.
LT and Lito are the father-son combo of Loyal to the Game. Undeniable personalities. LT and Lito are both huge Charger fans. From San Diego, they love to compete. They love to compete in any sport, anytime, anywhere, and it just happens to be Madden in which they play in Loyal to the Game.
I had my son at 17 years old, so I was still on the sticks. So here I am, playing Reef or Patsy or whoever I was playing, or any one of my friends with the baby in one hand, the bottle in the other, and my DualShock controller in my fingertips. So in the beginning, when we were playing together, we used to have TVs in the same room. He would always say, "Oh, you're only beating me because you can see my plays." So in the beginning, I was whooping him, and I would never let him win. And one day he's like, "I'm gonna beat the crap out of you, Dad," and I smashed him. Guess what, though? Fast forwarded a couple years later, this boy has 3 rings. I have 1.
I picked up the game of Madden. Like, I've always had a love for football, but I really didn't start growing into it until I started playing Madden. I was about like age 9, 10 years old when I started taking it serious by watching my dad play. I remember because he would hand me the sticks up like 21-0, and I'll just be running sweeps with Maurice Jones-Drew, I think it was. I said I was in this league since I was 12, and with my pops being in there, it's just so much respect. Like, I can't even put into words how crazy it is that we have people all across the U.S. just coming together, playing one game, and seeing each other grow. Like, it's just super genuine.
Despite Lito leaving the league at times, he's a part of some of the most iconic Loyal to the Game moments that the league has ever had.
I remember this vividly. I was down 17-3 in the 4th quarter with 3 minutes left against undoubtedly the greatest Madden player I've ever played, against Flo. He was asleep. My dad walked into my room and he's like, "The game's over, dude." And I was just like, bro, that I can come back from this. I was 14 years old. Next thing you know, Flo throws a pick. Boom, I score. Counter off of that, score again. Come back 17 unanswered points and 3 minutes left.
He won that game, but I understand it was 3 o'clock in the morning, for me at least. So I was up like probably 17-0 at halftime, and I was just, it was it for me. And he came back and beat my ass. He did that. I got to give him that.
Well, I run into my dad's room. I'm like, Dad, I won the Super Bowl. Mind you, I was 14 years old in a grown man's league. No one thought I was gonna win a Super Bowl, and I come back and beat the best player in the league. It's probably one of the greatest Loyal experiences that I have, and I still get hyped to this day.
So, mind you, I'm asleep. I gotta go to work in the next 2 hours. His mother is sleeping right next to me, and my son wakes me up, and he's like, Dad, I won. And here I am, I'm like, I know it was an intruder or whatever, but I got up and started running through the hallway because I had to go look at the screen. To, if it ain't there, it ain't proof. And I'm yelling, and people can hear me on the mic, and I'm like, my son won.
Yes, I was there. He posted it. He posted the whole thing in the chat. So that's how we all saw the video. He posted like a 45-second video of him just running around the house. Oh, wifey, Lito just won the Super Bowl. So we just, we messing with him, talking about, yeah, man, he just stuck his head out the window, telling us, hey, San Diego, Lito just won the Super Bowl. What are you going to do next?
We were just jumping. My daughter was wondering what was going on and everything, but it was an experience for him that with hard work and dedication, it goes to show you in life you can do anything you want, whenever you want, as long as you pursue it.
Loyal has been around for LT and Lito over the past decade, And the league has provided these two with unforgettable moments that will last a lifetime. But the thing that always comes back to confirm the importance of the league is how the league has always been there when times got tough.
I've been with the state of California for 19 and a half years. I work for the Department of Corrections. I'm a correctional officer at a prison here in San Diego. I was at the academy for 14 weeks. On one of my trips home, I left late, and there's a big rig in front of me, and I can't really see. I'm on a 2-lane highway, and a gentleman decided to leave his parked car on the right lane without emergency lights, and it was pitch black. It was a black BMW, and this big rig is swerving. So I said, you know what? Let me pass him up. So when I went to pass him up, I could not see that vehicle. I was probably going about 75. I was going above the speed limit, and I hit that car head from the head on to the rear. My whole front end was smashed. I wasn't wearing a seatbelt.
Well, it's crazy because I was speaking to him before the accident, and I was telling him, put your seatbelt on, strap on, because, you know, it was a long drive from his house back to the prison where he worked at. It was like a 12-hour drive. And I know him. He would do it straight, you know. He would drive it straight. And I was like, be careful, watch out. And particularly that night, I felt funny, like, you know, be careful, man.
I hit my head on the windshield. I broke 3 ribs. I dislocated my kneecap. I tore my MCL and ACL. I had a grade 2 concussion. I was recovering a little bit at the academy 3 weeks, but it was going to be a 3 to 4 month recovery just to get back on board.
The initial accident was extremely scary. No one wants to see your family members, friends, anybody go through that sort of incident. As soon as I found out that he was okay, though, I knew that my pops was going to be fine, without a doubt. If I had to pick anybody who will pull through anything, regardless of the situation or whatever the circumstances are, I'm gonna have to go with my pops, because this man could do it all. Like, from playing Madden, dude had broken fingers and broken thumbs, and he would still control the joysticks. And I'm just like, dude, I don't know how you do it.
After multiple months, LT had a successful surgery. He was able to work his way back to the academy, and LT is back, better than ever, inside Loyal to the Game.
When I was away, not only was I away from my family, but the only family that filled in was the Loyal family. So when I was online, I was on the headset with Reef, Chuck, DC, Ethan, everybody. They made me feel at home, even though being away from home. My Loyal users, day in and day out, were there for me on the mic.
Whether it was through the toughest of times, through the best of times, LT and Lito put everything, their heart and soul, to making this league what it is today.
LT and Lito are a big example of a special relationship that's grown through Loyal. And we are so excited to share more of these stories and more of these relationships when we come back for episode 2. So thank you so much for everyone that made this episode possible. For myself and the crew, this was Loyal to the Game episode 1, and we'll see you on the next episode.